Namaste and welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, we are going to begin exploring the topic of Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a practice that I personally incorporated a lot into my pregnancies. It's a wonderful technique to invoke a sense of deep relaxation, and it has been used and practiced for thousands of years in India. It's a very ancient practice that has been used to tap into our subconscious mind. Even though it's thousands and thousands of years old, in recent time, in modern day, it's now becoming quite a topic of interest. And there's a lot of research being done on Yoga Nidra, on the benefits of Yoga Nidra and the power of Yoga Nidra. So it's a really fascinating topic. But as it relates to pregnancy, really brilliant technique that we can use, that's available to us, a beautiful tool that we can use to invoke a deep sense of relaxation of body and mind. And we can use it as a tool to reprogram our mind, to teach ourselves something new, a positive way of a positive approach, a positive way to see something. So we'll get into all of this, but it's a really fascinating ancient practice derived from the Tantras in India thousands of years ago. So with this practice, some people will refer to it as conscious relaxation. Some people will call it psychic sleep. There are many different ways that teachers will refer to it and that textbooks will refer to it. But essentially, the mind is in a place where you're between dreamland and consciousness, and you're floating in between. And when we're floating in this range, we're able to tap into the subconscious mind. And when we are able to tap into this subconscious part of our mind and our thinking, we are able to reprogram our thoughts, our patterns, plant seeds for which can grow into something beautiful. So if we want to break a habit, we can do so using Yoga Nidra. If we want to create really good habits, provide a sense of positive thinking, a deeper connection with mommy and baby, we can do it through Yoga Nidra. Very powerful technique. It's a systematic approach to finding a state of deep relaxation of body and mind. So in the practice, there will be certain elements that are always consistent, and then a portion that will always be different based on who is delivering the Yoga Nidra, who the voice is, who the speaker is. So I'll just run through the basic elements that are always consistent. So one, you always have a voice, someone guiding you, so like a meditation. It's an auditory stimulation, so someone will be guiding a student through Yoga Nidra. The student must be in a very comfortable position. Ideally, they're in Savasana. However, during pregnancy, we know Savasana might not be an option if they're in their second trimester and onward. So you can either take side-lying Savasana, or you can prop yourself up in a really comfortable position. But you want to be in a position where you will be deeply comfortable and no movement. There would be no need to shift or move your position. So wherever you are, you must be in a very comfortable position where you will not likely move for 30 to 45 minutes, because the typical session length is 30 to 45 minutes. So practitioner is very comfortable. They close their eyes, they relax for a few moments. Then the guide will begin. They will first ask the student to set a sankalpa. And a sankalpa is translates to a goal or an intention or a wish, but you must state a very simple phrase that is related to your sankalpa. So if it's I want to become more positive, I want to have positive thoughts, that can be your sankalpa. I wish to have positive thoughts. Then you repeat it 3 times, but whatever your sankalpa is, you just repeat it 3 times in your mind to yourself. Then the practice will begin. The speaker will guide you through a very systematic approach of relaxing the body, always starting on the right hand and working through the body, all the parts of the body, individual parts, then the whole of the body. Once the body is relaxed, then you'll feel, almost a heaviness, and you'll just be feeling like you're melting into the earth, and you're so still, you're so, grounded and peaceful. At that point, you start to work on the breath. You bring the awareness to the breath, and then they will guide you through a breathing technique. After that portion, there's always a visualization, or you can call it a journey. This is the part that will change. So depending on who's offering the Yoga Nidra, the visualization, the journey will be different. And for the purpose of this course, I have taped a Yoga Nidra that is a very traditional Yoga Nidra. And I will also tape one for prenatal yoga. But the traditional method that I included, you'll experience. I won't tell you what the journey is, but it is a lovely little simple journey that we'll take together, where I'm guiding you and asking you to see certain things. So the practitioner will be lying there, complete state of relaxation, but the mind is awake, the mind is listening, and you're visualizing everything that the guide asks you to see. And then after that, we bring our body back into, awareness into our body. We start to enliven again and come back to, the full wakeful state. It's very important to note that we're not supposed to fall asleep during Yoga Nidra. A lot of people do. And, it's understandable if you're practicing and you're pregnant, you're so relaxed and you just feel like resting, but try not to sleep. And as the guide, if you are guiding your students, it's important, especially around the time of practicing pranayama, to mention, please do not fall asleep. Please stay awake, because many people will feel such relaxation from the tone of your voice and the very soothing practices, and after relaxing the whole body, very prone to falling asleep. So a little reminder of please do not fall asleep is necessary. And as a student practicing, tell your mind, I will not fall asleep. You want to stay conscious, not fully conscious, but alert enough to hear the voice and to be able to follow the instructions of the voice. Because you need to be in between. You can't, if you're asleep, you're not going to get the benefits of Yoga Nidra, because you're not going to tap into that subconscious. You'll be unconscious. We need to connect with a certain level if we want to plant a seed, if we want our sankalpa to come true, and we want to really meditate on that. So it's important that you do stay awake, complete relaxation of body and mind, however, still alert, still hearing, still processing. So, it's said nowadays, great research on this topic, and many people are using this technique, as I said, to break bad habits. So, for instance, if someone wants to quit smoking, this is a technique that they're using a lot. If they want to invoke creativity in the mind, this is a technique that can be used. To help learn a new topic, this is a brilliant technique. To increase our memory capacity, this is being used, readily in modern day science. And as I said, there's lots of research on the topic now. Very powerful tool. However, you must not fall asleep, because then you will not be in the proper frame of mind, using the right the right mindset to develop these skills, to hone in, to tune into what you're trying to achieve. So do not fall asleep. Very important. When we're awake, we're working on the conscious level. When we're sleeping, it's the unconscious mind. And when we're in the zone in the middle, we're able to tap into the subconscious, which is said to be a very trainable mind. We can train the mind very easily if you tap in. So it's an incredibly powerful tool. And as I said, the characters of this, the sankalpa, the systematic rotation of relaxation, the visualization of the journey portion, and then the re-entering the full conscious state. And once we re-enter, usually we feel really revitalized, and we have lots of fresh energy. So again, brilliant practice to use during pregnancy if someone's feeling very tired, a little bit down emotionally. This is a powerful tool to bring up the spirits, to invoke a sense of positive energy, positive mindset, to connect baby and mother to think about the future together. Beautiful. You can create a journey for your student where they're imagining what life will be like together, or what the journey of delivery and birth will be like. There's so many options available, but it's a wonderful tool that can be used during pregnancy. I used it myself, and I actually used it to help myself deal with creating a positive image of my body. Because in the beginning with my first pregnancy, I'll be honest with you, I had concerns about my self-image, especially when I got to the 14-week mark, where I wasn't looking like I'm pregnant. I just looked plump and larger, and I started to feel a little bit down. And I used Yoga Nidra as a very powerful tool to just get rid of that negative thought and to plant the seeds of positive thinking, to accept my body and all the changes that were happening, and to see it as beautiful. And it truly worked. It was brilliant for me. It was a profound difference, and within a few weeks I started to see the difference. I felt the difference, and then through both of my pregnancies, I felt more beautiful than I ever had in my life. But in that beginning time, as I said, I was suffering from a little bit of sadness from the thoughts of what might come, what might be. So this is a powerful tool to retrain our mind, to reprogram negative thinking, and to have a positive mindset. Plant those seeds of positivity. So I won't speak too much more on this, because I think I explained it all. And this is this is something that you need to practice, you need to experience to really get an understanding for it. So as I said, I've taped one very traditional Yoga Nidra session that follows the principles of the tantric practice. So you're going to experience hot and cold, pleasure and pain, etc. So very traditional, with a short journey. And then afterwards, I'm also going to select a few that I found online that you can try, you can listen to, that are related to prenatal yoga, to give you some ideas of things that you can offer to your student. But the journey will always be different. That is your time to shine, your time to be creative, to come up with your own unique story and vision that you would like your student to experience. So that's Yoga Nidra in a nutshell, and we will have a practical class together. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And there are many resources out there. As I said, lots of research, many books that you can read with sample scripts, lots of stuff, lots of information available. So I hope you enjoy, and we will speak with you soon. Thank you. Namaste.